What's up everyone, it's John from ARTV. It's time for a review of the second studio album from Aaron Bruno fronted project, Awolnation. This album is titled Run, the follow-up to 2011's Megalithic Symphony. I think he kind of got in his own head with like, how do I follow this up? Because I know a lot of fans, including myself, were kind of wondering like, how do you follow up the freak success of like Sail and even Not Your Fault and some of the other singles that charted well for him. Of course, everybody and their mother has heard Sail. I know mine has. But really, you couldn't escape that song. It was everywhere. And I'm not sure if he's going to have a song like that here on this record, nor was he really trying to, I don't think. He intended for this album, this new one that is, to be listened to as a whole, as one song after another. And it might seem like it's kind of all over the place, but I think that's kind of the idea behind it. It's kind of a story of a guy who's just kind of losing his mind. He's one day super positive, the next day he's feeling less optimistic, and then he's very dark and sinister and almost a bit twisted, and I really like that. It's like showing off a schizophrenic mind almost, split personalities. Unpopular opinion alert, I wasn't a huge fan of Megalithic Symphony. I thought some songs were definitely amazing, but as an album, it lacked a certain flow about it. Not to say that Run is this huge step forward or anything like that, because it definitely does have a weird pacing. Some of the tracks have this just abrasive cutoff, like Run flowing into Fat Face. It's just an abrupt, it's like really dark in your face, and you're like, yes, this is gonna be something huge. It's building into something huge for the second track. And track number 2 is just more of a grounded, down-to-earth piece. So I think both albums definitely have their flaws in terms of lacking a continuity about them, a certain explosiveness from track to track, but I do find that I'm enjoying Run a bit more just because I feel like there's more tracks that I'm connecting with here. I think this time around, like I said, I kind of mentioned that darkness. I feel like we're getting more into his mind, or else a character that he's writing from their point of view. He's captured a more manic and thought-provoking side of AWOL, and even on tracks like Fat Face, Drinking Lightning, like people like Plastic that I might not necessarily be into musically, I can definitely appreciate some of the lyricisms and kind of dive into what he's trying to say. There's definitely some really catchy tunes on this thing. Of course, the single Hollow Moon, Bad Wolf is super in your face. I didn't really get into it for some reason. The first time I heard it, I was kind of thrown off for some reason. I don't know why. I wouldn't have expected that, but now definitely one of my favorites here on this record, a track that I listen to all the time. I love how aggressive he gets just whenever the chorus kind of rolls around, and in some parts of the song it just kind of explodes. There's a synth breakdown in this track, and I just love whenever he screams, "Motherfucker, I'll be back from the dead soon." It's just, it feels like some of that classic AWOL spirit that we got from the first record on songs like Not Your Fault that I really liked. The track I Am actually reminded me of Not Your Fault. I don't know if it was kind of supposed to be a slower companion piece to go along with that, but I thought some of the melodies were kind of reminiscent of that, and I thought that was kind of worth noting. We almost get a little bit of punk and grunge channeled into the track Dreamers, which is a little bit too short if you ask me. I just love the explosiveness that we get on that track. It's so aggressive, in your face. One of my favorites here on this record just because it grabbed me really like nothing else on the album. Even the track that followed directly after it was still definitely gripping me, holding my attention. Windows is one of the more dark and I guess twisted ones. It's got this awesome little tangible synth line on it that flows all throughout, and I think that even though it is one of those darker tracks, it's something that gets embedded in the back of your head throughout the day. It's going to be one of the more memorable songs. I love the contrast between the shouted verses and the more airy and light chorus. You wouldn't think that they would flow well together, but it meshes to make one of the best tracks on Run. The title track is just twisted and I love it. It's definitely one of my favorites here on this album. Run is this track that starts off with kind of a synth line, and then it starts into Bruno repeating, "I am a human being capable of doing terrible things," and it just kind of gets bigger and bigger, and there's eventually this just big synth drop right after he shouts "Run," and then it's just kind of this weird all over the place bouncing dark synth line, and I think it's kind of almost a warning track saying to his family, his friends, maybe if he's in a relationship, saying basically, get away from me. You don't know what I'm capable of. I love it. The tension is just so thick here on this track. I thought that it was going to be kind of a builder into the second track, and then I was just so disappointed because Fat Face rolled in, and it's just one of the more bland musically, and it's just very light, kind of like Drinking Lightning or even Like People Like Plastic. And those are kind of three of the tracks that I'm not really digging musically, and like I said, I can still appreciate some of the lyrical content here on this one. It's just that the drop-off from track to track just isn't there. I mean, the transition between Like People Like Plastic and Drinking Lightning is just awful in my mind. I mean, you've got the track Like People Like Plastic. It's got a weird flow about it. I don't like it. It's very inconsistent. I mean, you've got 3 minutes of more of a reflective side, and then you throw in that synth line, and then the song ends with Bruno shouting, "Fuck your ghost," and I'm like, holy shit, what is this last song gonna be? It's gonna be something huge. And then it's just not. It's just kind of a very bland instrumental. I mean, it changes up a little bit in its pace, but is it enough to hold my attention? Absolutely not. Some of the slower songs that work for me would be tracks like Woman Woman and even Headrest for My Soul. I'm enjoying both of those. I wouldn't necessarily call Woman Woman a slow track per se, but it's not as in your face, but it is kind of earwormy still in its own way. Jailbreak is another one of those tracks. It's got kind of a dreary synth line to it, and Bruno's shouting, "Now I'm living in a dream," and it doesn't exactly move forward at a rapid pace, but it doesn't really need to either in order to work, I guess, on its own merits. I gotta mention one of my top favorites, KOOKSEVERYWHERE. It starts off with this furious drum rhythm, and then it's just got one of the most catchy and vibrant choruses on this whole thing, one of the most engaging pieces of art here on Run. I like the chorus just because he's shouting, "Gold mine, gold mine," and it's got kind of the vocal distortion thing going on and playing within it, and it just works. It's got everything that I could want from Awolnation in one track. Another top favorite for me would have to be Holy Roller. It kind of worked its way up slowly in my books. I'm glad I kind of gave this album more of a chance. I was gonna put out a review a couple of days ago, but I decided I needed more time with it. I mean, I never put out a review of Megalithic Symphony, and I kind of regretted that, and I wanted to take my time here with this one, and I really started getting into this track, Holy Roller. It's got a nice guitar on it. It's really slow. It's got this acoustic brooding feel about it, and it pays more attention to the lyrics than, I guess, the music here on this one. A lot of times I find myself more focused on the music whenever it comes to Awolnation. It almost feels like it's borrowing a little bit from elements of gospel music, and that's kind of cool if you can pull that off on a track like this. You can check the description if you want to see my favorite and least favorite tracks. This was a hard one for me to review. I had an entire script written out, but I couldn't really follow it. It just didn't feel like it was doing it justice. It felt too forced and contrived, so I didn't do it. I kind of went off the cuff here on this one. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Let me know your thoughts on the record in the comment section down below, of course. For me, this is a 3.5 out of 5. Which album of theirs are you liking better, the debut or this new one, Run? Let me know in the comment section down below. Also, let me know if you enjoy seeing a little bit more scripted or a little bit more off-the-cuff reviews from me. That would be great. That would help me out in the future to let me know. Maybe I should just go off of bullet points. Maybe I should like totally fledge out my full thoughts. So definitely let me know what you think about that in the comment section. Smash the like button while you're down there and subscribe to the channel. Maybe even share it with a friend, and let me know what other albums I should tackle in the future. Thanks so much for watching. If you would like to see my last review or check out my vlog channel, you can click those links right there or any of the links in the description down below. You can find me on all of my social media sites down there. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you very soon right here on ARTV.